Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dead Film Critics Society. I am one of your esteemed hosts, Aidan Billing. This is Daniel Ang, not Daniel Cook. Don't get it confused.
Yeah.
Anyways, today we're going to be talking about two vastly different movies, which we kind of teased at a little bit last week. So we're going to be talking about The New World and Hustle, which is a movie with Adam Sandler in it, and the other one is directed by Terrence Malick. So as you can see, two very different worlds there.
Yeah.
But anyways, before we get into that, we're going to start off with some trivia, and then we're going to get into some movie news. So, Daniel, what do you got for us?
All right. Well, so my question is, this fun fact was that originally the premise of Hustle had Adam Sandler finding a phenomenal basketball player in a different country. Which country do you think that was? Well, here, I'll give you four options. You think it was A, Germany, B, Siberia, 3, England, or 4, China?
Say China.
It was China, yeah.
Yeah, I fucking knew it. I mean, film industry loves to cozy up to China, let's be honest. I mean, it would have made sense. Plus, I mean, there's a lot of, China has some incredible basketball talent, too. Yeah. So it would have been really cool to see some of that. But, yeah. No, okay. I mean, I do like the story we got. It would have been interesting to see that other route, though. Maybe a sequel to Hustle. Hustle 2, Hustle Harder.
Yeah, Hustle.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, something.
But anyways, because, I mean, we all know the guy who plays, like, a Bo Cruz. He's actually not a very good basketball player in real life, so, I mean, it's all relative. NBA terms, he's not very good.
NBA terms, he's not too good, but...
Yeah. But anyways, I'll get into my quick trivia question. So my question for you is, how many teams has the real life Bo Cruz, Juancho Hernan Gomez, played for in the NBA?
That's a good question. He was. I remember because I did read the Wikipedia article about him because I honestly didn't know he was like an NBA player at all until I had seen the ad till after the movie. Because I know he played for Denver. I think at one point he was in on the Celtics. That was real.
That's two
and
so
I
far.
think he got traded a bunch of times, so I think there's at least two more. And then I feel like I'm forgetting one, so I'm gonna say 5.
Yeah, you're correct. He played for the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, the Celtics, the Spurs, and the Jazz.
Awesome. All right.
There you go.
Nice. Very proud
nice
of myself
job
for getting that.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
Movie news. Yeah, I mean, so do you want to start quickly? Give us something. Give us a little. Give us something to start off with.
Yeah. Actually, you can go first, I think.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you, man. Thank you very much. Let me just pull up my notes. So, first thing I want to talk about quickly. I mean, we kind of talked about this before we started recording, but I did kind of call what Lady Gaga's involvement was in the Joker sequel. It has been reported now that she's in talks to play Harley Quinn. I want to toot my own horn here, but I will. Toot toot. It's pretty cool that I actually called that. I mean, it kind of made sense. It was pretty obvious, but I mean, it was kind of cool to call that. I think she's going to do good. I am a little bit unsure with the whole musical concept still. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a weird choice, but maybe it'll be good. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, Lord knows she can sing. She's got the pipes for that, so maybe she'll make it her own.
Yeah, and
we'll see what happens.
Joaquin's no slacker when it comes to singing. He did pretty well, and Walk the Line, he did all his own singing.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Johnny
I forgot
Cash,
about that movie.
They are both actors who can definitely sing. So, well, I guess one of them's technically a singer who can act. It depends on your perspective, I guess. But even though she's obviously, with word that she's maybe in this movie, she's kind of becoming more of an actor than a musician now. I don't know. Maybe that's just
she's doing like a bit of a Barbra Streisand,
for her, yeah.
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 Let's just hope she doesn't eventually turn into Madonna with her film career, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be bad. But anyways, let's see. I have one more other thing here. Speaking of Madonna, she was married to Guy Ritchie, and Guy Ritchie has been in the news lately. He is going to direct the live-action Hercules adaptation for Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that was a nice segue there. Anyways, what do you think of this? Because I don't know, man. I don't know if I don't like these live-action like remakes. Like, why do we need them?
for
I
money.
don't really understand.
Disney needs.
I know it's for money, but it's so
there's
artistically
really
soulless.
Yeah, there's really no other point. I think. I don't know. I'm hoping they'll maybe at least I think the Hercules story.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they'll try to do something with the story a little bit, and instead of just I don't know. I'm assuming the Aladdin didn't really change that much from what I recall. I didn't actually see that Guy Ritchie adaptation.
Yeah, no.
But
honestly,
it also didn't feel like it brought anything new, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think Hercules is something that works
Will Smith was
better.
okay as the genie, though.
Yeah. I think Hercules.
And at least the Jungle Book adaptation was okay, I hear.
Yeah. Also, I think Hercules is a story that has less of a chance to lose some of its charm in live action. I think it can still pull that off. If they get the right actor to play Hercules, and just the right style for it. I don't really. Guy Ritchie just directing these Disney live action remakes is a bit out of box considering his filmography, which I'm not even
British crime films.
Exactly,
where people say the C word.
Yeah, and those I'm not the ones I have. I haven't seen his Snatch or long.
You haven't seen Guy Ritchie's Snatch? It's probably because it doesn't have one. Sorry, that was a bad joke. Anyways. Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry.
We're fine here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm back. I'm so back, man.
But yeah, I don't know. It's it's gonna keep happening. I guess I don't know. I don't know if I'd rather Guy Ritchie as someone getting cut the check for something like this, but I don't know. I feel like it should be maybe I don't know, a Colin Trevorrow, the guy who made the Jurassic World movies.
Trevorrow.
Yeah, just give it to him or something. Give someone more talented.
That's fair.
The dinosaurs back. Give him live action remakes that no one's gonna care about. And I don't. I'd be interested to see who's writing it. There is still Barry Jenkins is apparently working on a Lion King prequel, which is interesting. I just also don't. It's weird to think.
You don't see the need.
Yeah, it's weird to think about.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, we're not exactly crying out for a Lion King prequel at the moment. It's not really
Barry Jenkins is also just a very talented director. I loved everything I've seen from him. So
that is true.
It'll be interesting to see. But honestly, also art house directors liked him. Chloe Zhao, when going into a blockbuster, didn't really execute as probably everyone hoped she would, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the understatement of the year, that's for sure.
So
I feel bad for Chloe Zhao. It's not, she got pigeonholed a little bit, but that's okay. I'm sure she can bounce back. Yeah. But anyways,
don't know.
I got two more pieces of news I wanted to quickly talk about, and then it's all yours. I know you've got some more niche ones there for all our niche people out there, but I got gonna tackle a few more mainstream things. So let's see what we got here. Oh, you'll like this. One of your favorite directors, Destin Daniel Cretton, who you routinely mispronounced his name before I corrected you. Which, makes sense, because his first name sounds like his middle name. You always used to, I remember you used to say Daniel Destin Cretton. No, you used to say Daniel Destin Cretton, and then it's actually Destin Daniel Cretton.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but yeah.
I do, it's okay.
I was honestly, probably, if you didn't remind me of that, I was probably, if you brought up his name, going to say Daniel Destin Cretton again. I don't know. I just think people should be named Daniel. What can I say? I'm a little biased. I don't know. I think it's a solid.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Daniel's a shit name. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just joking. Anyways, he's going to direct a Wonder Man Disney Plus series, which the superhero I'm not familiar with, but I don't know. I'm starting to wonder. People, I've been watching a lot of videos on TikTok recently about the Marvel fandom and just movies in general, and people are talking about how some of the stuff being pumped out isn't really to the highest, standard, maybe, narratively speaking, to, most other Marvel properties. It seems like we're kind of just being, overwhelmed with content at the moment.
That's just not true.
I don't know.
That's a lie, in my opinion.
What do you mean it's a lie?
It's narratively, they're probably about the same quality.
Do you think maybe people are starting to notice more because Tony Stark isn't here?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Something like that.
I don't know. People who are becoming already nostalgic for
the old Avengers
the
movies,
Infinity Saga is like, and it's
yeah. I mean, it
a little
hasn't
stupid.
Been 3 years since Avengers Endgame. I mean, like it's kind of dumb to be honest.
Yeah,
but I mean, like
a bunch of it is also, I feel like, a disguise to complain, like. Is honestly a disguise for racism when it comes to like things like Shang-Chi
with Miss Marvel specifically,
and,
oh my god,
sexism. It's like, oh, I'm not racist or sexist, but this sucks, and it's like, oh, that only happens a lot more when it comes to
I know
property, and it's just.
I mean, I will admit, I'm not the biggest fan of Miss Marvel, but I can't say it's a bad show. Yeah, like, exactly. I really cannot. Like, and I like the girl who plays Kamala Khan. I think we got more Canadian talent in the MCU, which is good.
Yeah.
But
no, that's good stuff.
Yeah, but I will say the one thing I do agree with that Marvel is pumping out a lot of fucking content these days.
Yeah.
They're just getting crazy. Like it. I'm starting to understand now, like, why some people are just like. I don't even know if I want to bother watching the MCU because, like, how do I catch up with all the lore in time? Like, I'm lucky because I've been watching it since like day one. I'm doing it out of habit now. But like, it is a lot of.
I mean, I don't know. When it comes to the movies, I don't know. Like, you didn't need to see WandaVision to understand Doctor Strange that much, really.
Yeah,
a bunch of it kind of got
if you just
tossed.
had a quick little flashback thing.
Yeah, if you get a quick recap from your friend who did bother to see it, or from YouTube, it'll be fine. If you didn't want to bother to watch the whole show, and like something like Hawkeye, I didn't bother to watch because I mean he's dead.
Yeah.
No wait.
He's dead?
He's not dead.
No.
No, he's
no, you're thinking of Black Widow.
Yeah, I got the wrong person. All right, well.
No, I get it. They're pretty interchangeable, to be honest. I mean, Hawkeye is basically just Black Widow with a bow and arrow on a guy.
Yeah.
To be honest. Yeah, well, he's got 2 bow and arrows, if you know what I mean. Anyways, sorry, I'll move on. Bad pun alert again. Anyways, I have one more piece of news that I want to quickly talk about, and that is that, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, we just found out who the villain is. It's, what's his name? I have it right here. It's The Spot. I've never heard of that before, but he is voiced by Jason Schwartzman. So it's Jason Schwartzman. That's how you say his name, yeah. Which is not too bad. I mean,
villain Jason Schwartzman is peak Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah, that's for sure, yeah.
Except in Rushmore. But I really liked him in Scott Pilgrim as the villain.
You just made me swallow my gum. It's gonna be my digestive tract for 7 years. Oh my god.
Do you know how long it took me to put that League of Villains together? Like 2 hours.
He's fucking funny.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, man. I mean, I am excited to see that. I mean, because I think the villains in the first movie were pretty good. I like Catherine Hahn as like a gender swap Dr. Octopus, which is pretty good.
And
I'm excited to see this.
They're casting someone like Jason Schwartzman will be a little more of a hammy villain, which I think is good for Spider-Man. Even though I'm sure there'll be a couple other people who are the villains of sorts that will be a little maybe more serious, but
can we just get someone to reference the New York Mets in that movie? Because I'm tired of seeing the fucking Kingpin New York Mets memes. I just want somebody to acknowledge it. Maybe they will. We'll see. Because sometimes some of these creators acknowledge some of the memes from outside. Because like we saw in the first, I don't know if you saw the first Sonic movie, but they included Sonic. That really crudely drawn version of Sonic. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it would be nice if we could see something, but I'm not getting my hopes up. Yeah. That would be cool. Yeah. But anyways, what do you got for news? Fire away.
So my first piece of news is just a quick report on the box office this past weekend. Jurassic World held decently well. Lightyear, unfortunately, fell short.
That's another thing we should have brought up, because fucking, what's it called? It got banned in a bunch of countries because of one lesbian kiss that was like 2 seconds.
Yep.
That's fucking crazy, man. And during Pride Month, too, the audacity.
I know. It's like China doesn't care about Pride Month.
Hate crime left and right. It's just coming out of nowhere.
Saudi Arabia doesn't care about Pride Month. It's like...
Yeah, the Saudis. My goodness. Fucking... Why do they... I don't understand why people hate us, man. We're pretty chill for the most part. We're not like the blue-haired, like, leftist, like, stereotype that, like, some Twitter users think we all are. Like, I'm pretty normal. Like, most people just think I'm straight. Even though, I mean, like, but when you get to know me...
You are dating a girl, to be fair.
That is very true. I am in a heterosexual relationship at the moment, but, I am still a bit, Anyways, we're just normal people. I don't understand, like, why it's such a big deal. It's not trying to brainwash kids. It was literally a blink and you'll miss it thing.
Yeah.
Not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Should not be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because right now I feel like Lightyear should be ahead of Jurassic World 3, because from what I hear, it's dog
probably
shite.
I also like this movie just apparently didn't get the strongest audience or critic reception. Obviously, you know, it seems like them standing, you know, including a lesbian couple is probably not helping in a lot of conservative states, which brings in a decent amount of box office in this, you know, domestically. But
true.
I don't know it. Yeah, it's a little disappointing just that something like that. It might prove that Pixar will feel like, oh, we have to send things back to Disney Plus, when I feel like stuff like Turning Red and Soul and Luca deserve to be seen on the big screen, and I think Lightyear deserved to be shown on the big screen as well. Like the
it was filmed. It was made with the specific purpose to be shown in IMAX, which is like a first for an anime movie, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, and like in some of the lighting in a lot of shots is just gorgeous, and like the way they like, I think Pixar's really getting down lighting within animation just really well to create that realistic, natural, but also pretty perfect looking light because it's animation. But yeah, honestly, it's really nice to look at, and
but it really must be. I mean, like, 'cause I still remember Soul to this day. Like, some of the shots in that are just chef's kiss.
Also, the sound experience was really, like, it was awesome to see it in Atmos, like Dolby Atmos.
Oh, you saw Lightyear?
Theater, yeah, I did see Lightyear, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's alright. So, yeah, well, I mean, I think this is a bit of a spoiler, obviously, but we were thinking about talking about it next week, right? So, I mean, obviously, we'll reintroduce it later at the end of the video, but still, I mean, I hopefully I can try and see that, but if not, I'll just watch the other movie, and I'll talk about that one. You can talk about Lightyear, so.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Paul Haggis.
Yes.
Sucks. Well, so he's the guy who wrote Crash and $1 Million Baby, both of which he won Oscars for.
Oh, this guy.
But also,
$1 Million Baby's okay.
He's now not only a legitimately bad writer. It seems he's a legitimately bad person. He's been arrested in Italy on sexual assault charges. I mean, this is almost part of the 24-hour news cycle.
Oh boy! Here we go.
It's just a part of this 24-hour news cycle is that another Hollywood cast or crew person gets revealed as being a freaking sexual idiot. It's just
that is pretty shit. Just when I thought Crash was the worst thing he could ever do.
Yeah. It's true.
Sorry, maybe that was a poor taste. But still, I mean, speaking of like horrible people, did you hear about the Ezra Miller situation? It's escalating. I don't know if you could introduce that.
He got officially fired by they took him off Flash, right? Officially.
Yeah, and also isn't he like on the run right now or something like that? Like
I don't
what I
know.
heard.
Last I heard, he was never like officially in custody anywhere. He had been like arrested a couple times, and he had like.
But he's deleted all of his social media profiles, and he's just off the grid or something like that. I don't know. What the hell?
I don't know. I know he also had like some orders against him not to be around people. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he'll get some help. Hopefully he will, because he clearly needs it.
Yeah, there's something wrong with them, honestly. It's fucking crazy.
Apparently Django, not Quentin Tarantino. There's apparently a Django / Zorro film that was rumored to be happening. It's not happening, apparently due to budget reasons. Apparently people aren't confident enough in. I'm assuming it would probably be a pretty big budget, but I guess people aren't confident enough.
I actually know the reported budget. $500 million is what they were thinking of. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can understand that if they included Morbius in the movie, but like, you know, come on, man. Zorro? Who the hell is that? No, I'm just joking. But like, I mean, if they imagine if they got like Antonio Banderas to like come back as Zorro for that movie, I would be down for that, because like I love that first like Zorro movie he did like back in 1998. That was like, it's a campy classic. I love it. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I have not.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But damn, that kind of sucks though. Shit, that would have been cool, but $500 million is a lot of money for one movie. Yeah. Jesus.
I'm just curious. Did you see the teaser trailer for Blonde, the Marilyn Monroe?
I did but
see, I know a lot of people have ended up seeing that. But But
that makes sense.
I've known about. I've been reporting this thing in my Oscar predictions for a little while. But then it's also like in the kind of Oscar committee I've been in, people like who had read the book discovered it's like, it's rated NC-17, right? I don't know if you know.
Oh yeah, I'm still gonna watch it though.
Yeah.
See what exactly that type of movie is, because I've never seen a movie with that rating before. So
okay, I mean,
should be
I'm like,
interesting.
there's probably a bunch of people who are maybe expecting a more wholesome Marilyn Monroe biopic, especially since it's on Netflix. But so it's like, also when it's just meant for adults and it's on Netflix, it's like any kid can access it. So that's
God,
it's a bit sus.
Jesus Christ!
But
so I'm just thinking of like a little Timmy just opening up by mistake. Oh my God.
Yeah, it does include rape, which is probably one of the big reasons it has that rating.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
That is one of the confirmed parts of this book.
So perhaps not exactly spicy, but just disturbing then. Okay.
Yeah. But
that might be tough to sit through, but it'll be interesting, I guess.
She also did say, though, that she found Andrew Dominic, who's the director. He made the assassination of the Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, and Killing Them Softly, which had an F cinema score, by the way. One of few movies to achieve that.
Killing Them Softly has an F cinema score?
Correct.
I didn't think it got that bad critical reception, though, did it?
That was
decent.
No, I think it was critically, it was fine, but audiences just thought it was horrible. But
yeah, a bit like Mother, I guess.
Yeah,
oh, goodness.
Kind of like Mother. But she regards his take on the story to be the most daring, unapologetic, and feminist take on Marilyn Monroe's story that she's ever seen. So,
that's a good sign.
It'll be interesting to see what turns of this film. I don't know if I see it for sure. I don't know if I want to sit through an NC-17 movie, if I'm being perfectly honest. But I don't know. We'll have to see.
I'll brave it. If it comes up, you can obviously take the other one. I'll brave it. Okay, that's a promise.
For sure.
My pinky promises. I'll do it for you. Don't worry. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I'll see what people think of it and just maybe some more reports on how it is. Also, some first set images of George Miller's Furiosa, starring Anya Taylor-Joy, which is filming in Australia right now, have been revealed. So that's very exciting.
Oh, they got to move back to Australia. That's all right. I guess climate change is taking its toll on that area where they couldn't shoot before.
No, it's really cool.
Not too bad.
That is pretty much all I have for news.
Nice. Okay.
So I think next we're gonna take a quick look at a My Policeman teaser trailer, which stars Harry Styles, Emma Corrin, and then I think Matthew Good. I think is the other actor.
Oh wait, what was the movie that Harry Styles is gonna be in with Olivia Wilde? Because I thought they were in something together, and that's like why they're dating now. And why she isn't with Jason?
Oh yeah. That's Don't Worry, Darling.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which used to have Shia LaBeouf in that role, I believe.
Okay, well that makes sense.
Until he was kind of revealed. Well, apparently Olivia Wilde had a very strict no assholes policy on set. So as soon as Shia started acting like that, she kicked him off, and that also sent him on a spiral towards. I don't know. I think he's struggling to find work. I don't know if there's anything confirmed that he committed any crimes necessarily. But he's definitely been regarded as someone that's not cool to work with. So,
yeah, it's definitely not wrong there.
Anyways, on a more positive note, let's check out this trailer. Oh, I need to share it with you.
Yes, please. That would be preferable. So just to be clear, it's not your policeman. It's my policeman, right?
My policeman.
Mine, like he's
M-I.
mine.
Yeah, like he's
no, I know. I'm just being stupid, dude. Let's just watch the fucking trailer. Okay, go on, let's watch this shit. Oh.
So how does it make you feel? You can sense the waves. You know how strong they are. Like swimming in rough surf. You feel they could crush you or take you under. You just have to let it take hold of you.
Okay. That was really quick, actually. That wasn't even a full minute. I thought it was gonna. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's cool. I mean, it doesn't really reveal too much, but so it looks like Harry Styles and Matthew Good are like, are they gay lovers or something? Or?
Kind of look. Yeah, I would agree. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Well, they are looking very nice. You know, I will say. Yeah, Harry Styles' hair is on point. Not a surprise. I guess his hair has always been like that, but yeah. No, I think it could be all right. I mean, like, you know, I am optimistic. I'm not entirely sure what some of the deeper story nuances are going to be, which is fine. I don't mind that. I feel like some trailers reveal too much. You know, I know it's just a teaser, right? But even some teaser trailers tell too much sometimes. Sure. So, you know, it's nice. Give it a mystery.
Yeah. It is based on a book, so I guess anyone who's read the book will know what this is about. But I would like to go into this as blind as possible, because I'll probably see
it. Me as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it.
I will not be reading the book. Yes.
I also will not be reading the book.
Yes. I don't even know where to get that book from. Maybe from Amazon. Ah, there you go. Circle.
Oh, wow.
Watch it on Amazon and then buy it from Amazon.
Circle of Jeff Bezos making more money from you.
Circle of entertainment these days.
Yeah, don't be part of the system.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the movies. I think we're gonna talk about Hustle first. So let me introduce that movie. Hustle is a 2022 film on Netflix, directed by Jeremiah Zager, written by Taylor Materne and Will Fetters. It stars Adam Sandler, Queen Latifah, Juancho Hernandez-Gomez, Ben Foster, Kenny Smith, Anthony Edwards, and Robert Duvall.
Yes. Just to be clear, not the Anthony Edwards from Top Gun. The Anthony Edwards, the basketball player.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I thought my dad was mentioning the Anthony Edwards from this movie the other day, because he did see part of this with me. Like, he popped in and was like, "Oh, this looks cool." Watched a couple scenes with me. Left. But then I thought he was talking about Anthony Edwards, like the basketball player from this movie. It turns out he was talking about the one from Top Gun, which makes sense for him. But also thought he might have been talking about this one. Anyways, just a funny thing. Yeah, so basically Adam Sandler plays a basketball scout who discovers a phenomenal street ball player while in Spain and sees this prospect as his opportunity to get back into assistant coaching in the NBA. Much better IMDb premise than the one for
Top Gun Maverick?
For Top Gun Maverick. Much better.
Yep.
Maybe
I definitely agree.
Because it's also easier to maybe describe this, but yeah. I don't know. Adam Sandler's back after
doing good dramatic work, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely take that. Because I mean, like I will say, Murder Mystery wasn't that the? Oh no, Hubie Halloween was the most recent one he did. I just really didn't want to watch it. It just looked like, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess but he definitely knows how to make you know, a lot of like money off of those ones. But I'm glad that, you know, he's doing another one where it's like really good, like it's really entertaining and it's actually, you know, dramatically fulfilling as well. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's a cliche sports movie, but it's really fun. You know, it's just also fun just to pick out, like, oh, I know that NBA player. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, where's Waldo? Well, not really, except that, like, they're right in front of you, but, you know, like, fucking hell, like, I was, like, pointing at the screen every other scene. It was insane.
Yeah. No, you know, an NBA fan, I think if you're an NBA fan, period, you should probably just watch this movie, because you'll never probably see as many players without, like, in ways that make sense as well. It's not like it's just, like, randomly shoved it in, like, Airplane, where the pilot's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar kind of thing, where they just play it in extra.
Oh yeah, no,
playing themselves, which is nice. But yeah, honestly, this probably has the most, this rivals a Nomadland for the most as himself credits in a movie, because basically everyone but Frances McDormand and David Strathairn in that movie were like, just people were playing themselves. But of course, this one is like all NBA players who are very rich. But that's not. Yeah, I agree. Like this, I call this like a well done formula film, because like it's
there's nothing wrong with sticking to formula. You know, if it works for a reason. But you know, it does like rise above that in some aspects, right? I think there's also some, I don't know, decent, like, you know, moments of levity, because I mean, Adam Sandler is, like, you know, comedian first, right? So he knows how to inject that in enough places. Not where it's obnoxious, obviously, but where it's, entertaining for the story.
No, I think for sure. I mean, I think I consider him a better dramatic actor than comedic actor overall. I haven't seen much of his comedy stuff, but like considering what he can
no, you're not wrong.
When he's
most of his
going
comedy,
for, good dramatic.
He can actually show good emotional range, which is nice. But like most of the time when he's in comedy movies, he's just like does that. Yeah, that scream he does where he's like trying to do I'm just trying to think what the voice is like. I don't know. It's like a bit like a squawky parrot almost when he's like yelling in those movies. It's pretty. It's funny in that regard, but I would agree with you though. He is definitely a much better dramatic actor. Mm-hmm. I definitely had more fun watching him just like I don't know act his chest off than I did like screaming his lungs out. It's much better.
Yeah. It's really charming film overall, I'd say, and like you have a talented. Well, Adam Sandler's talented. Let's not get that out of the way. But he's also we have a passionate Adam Sandler, which is not something we always get.
Passionate Adam Sandler is dangerous.
Hopefully, that's becoming the new normal. Even though I don't know.
I hope so.
But I personally I just thought this was I found a lot of some movies that are more formulaic not to be entertaining, but this movie had very good pace. This was an entertaining movie. I'll get that out of the way. This was I was really never bored. This movie kind of flew by for me. Some movies, even some I really like, the next movie we're going to talk about, I also really like it, but it's also without a doubt so much slower than something like this. But for this, the runtime just flew by.
No, it is really well paced, I would say. I mean, I think the sports definitely help move it along a lot faster. I think the editing, when they're doing the sports scenes, I think it was kind of creative. You really move with these guys when they're doing all these things, and I quite liked it.
Yeah, this was one of the first sports movies and just kind of more formulaic kind of movies that I really felt like the director actually showed up. It was clear he had filmmaking ideas that he wanted to insert. He had new ideas for how to make a sports movie, and he got this amazing chance to make it with all these talented professional level players, which I don't think again even something like Remember the Titans, classic sports movie, all of them are high schoolers playing football, but here he gets to work with pretty much almost all the players in this movie can dunk without without thinking. Even the 6'3" Dr. J, legend in the movie.
No, it was pretty good to watch that actually. I mean, it was a cool little promo we did. You could tell. I mean, obviously it was purposely done to make it look extra staged, in that movie's world, which I kind of liked, because that is usually how those things go, anyways, right? Yeah. Also, can I just say, what's his name again? The guy that Anthony Edwards plays, is Kermit Wiltz or something like that. I hated him so much.
Oh, he's an asshole for sure.
I actually wanted to reach to the screen and punch him, but maybe it's because I don't like Anthony Edwards in real life.
Oh, okay.
But because he's such a he really just does a good job of playing himself. Because on the court in real life, he's a cocky bastard as well. Yeah, honestly, it just annoys me. But no doubt he's talented though. But still.
Yeah, jeez. I mean, maybe that's probably why it worked. But also, him and Wancho also got along pretty well, apparently. So, apparently, Anthony's insulting him 1 second, and the next they're kind of just bantering with each other and throwing the ball.
Well, I mean, that's cool. They were teammates for a little bit. They were teammates for a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Because he was a teammate with Anthony Edwards when Anthony Edwards was a rookie, and then he got traded halfway through the season. So I think that's why. But something.
Yeah, I mean, besides a few shots and cuts, I do really like how they made this movie. They kind of took advantage of this more doc-like style, but also enhanced it with clearly more cinematic looking lighting, lots of creative zooms. Some of them weren't so good, the one of Queen Latifah in the stands. That one I particularly remember I didn't love too much, but a lot of those crash zooms really add energy to these basketball scenes, and putting the camera where you might not think to put it, right in front of their faces, kind of doing a little bit shaky, using a low depth of focus to kind of get into Bo's mind of how he becomes unfocused. All of that I think was really good. Or putting the camera on the net, so you can so they just dunk in front of it. You see the rim rattle, things like that. Yeah, like clearly everyone working on this movie has gone to has gone to film school, knows the fundamentals, was able to bring a creative edge to this movie that I really liked, and it wasn't just a movie that, you might think is like sometimes Adam Sandler just makes those vacation movies, but this one wasn't just Adam hanging out with some NBA buddies. He that he got LeBron together around, who was a producer on this movie. He, got.
Having Adam Sandler and LeBron in a basketball movie. Yeah. But that would have been enough by itself. But I'm glad he did go the extra mile bit there. But I think just Adam Sandler just has an incredible amount of clout in the NBA community, though, because there's always every once in a while a clip of him playing basketball gets reposted to SportsCenter or something like that, and then all the NBA guys are they always seem pretty impressed with him. And then there was that one clip, I think Shaq said a while ago, that he wasn't he wasn't pro legit, but he was LA Fitness legit or something like that, which kind of makes sense. So I mean, NBA players definitely respect him, so I wouldn't be surprised if they probably had no trouble at all getting some of those guys to be in the movie, to be honest. I don't even know they probably didn't pay them that much either, they probably
not
didn't need it.
No, I
mean, they're millionaires. I mean, they probably don't need a shit ton from a movie like that, especially if they're just in there 2 seconds,
sure. So and I think. But, I mean, honestly, though, why isn't LeBron in this movie? Considering he produced it. Why is he just
not? Question. Why is Joel Embiid not in this movie? He plays for the Sixers. He was on the team with them.
Why?
He's not in... Why is he not in the fucking movie? And they talk about him, too. They talk about training him.
They mention him, I don't know. I feel like that might... I feel like he maybe just didn't want to be a part of it, which, respectfully, I wouldn't blame him entirely. He maybe got to focus on getting better to get past the second round. And
no, Trae Young is his daddy at the moment, and so is Jimmy Butler, man. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ. Yeah. He thinks he's tough when he. I mean, obviously we're Raptors fans, so we're gonna shit talk the Sixers. We don't like them very much.
I mean,
they think they're tough because they nearly blew a 3-0 lead. Let's not forget about that. Oh my goodness, Jesus Christ.
I mean, I mean, I really like when Adam, when his character says, "Oh, the Philly fans are the best in the world." I was about to be like, can't be serious, but then he was like, "Oh,
no, seriously, I was thinking of that too." It's funny you mentioned that. Oh my god. They're also the worst. I'm like, fair enough. I also have to mention, I did feel very insulted by this movie a couple times. Well, maybe not very insulted. Do share. I'm curious.
The first one with the players in China, with the tall one just abusing the smaller ones. I mean, I don't know if that was supposed to be high school, but that's not what pro Chinese ball looks like. With all due respect.
Yeah,
it was a little dumb. It's
it's well funded. It's incredibly popular. I mean, Jeremy Lin right now isn't he a superstar over there or something like that?
Yeah, basically,
I think he's doing pretty well over there. And then Stephon Marbury was over there for a while, so it's a legit league. It's so I get what you mean.
Yeah, it wasn't like they also weren't trying to say he was like the next Yao Ming. It was like with that footage, it wasn't like he was a 7-footer who just kept missing layups kind of thing, and then he would get the rebound. It looked like he was honestly just like, I don't know, 6'3" or so, and just everyone was like 5'7" or something, or even smaller than that. It was just. I didn't. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they can make a 6'3" guy look like a 7-footer, it makes sense because they can make Tom Cruise look like he's over 6 feet tall. So.
That's true. You can do anything.
You can do anything with movie magic.
It's true. You can make not Christopher Lee. Who plays? I'm so stupid. Who plays Gandalf?
Not Christopher Lee. I said that too.
I said the same thing. Ian McKellen. Yeah. Man, sorry, Ian.
Jesus Christ. No, I mean, they are
him
good
look massive. Even though him and Elijah Wood are basically the same height, they made him look so much bigger. So
that's definitely
anything is possible. But
anything is possible.
The other thing I got kind of offended by was when they're talking about how Adam Sandler's character and Queen Latifah's character are talking about how they met. And we're expecting an athletic child, and then they were like, not even badminton or frisbee. As an ultimate frisbee player, fuck you.
Okay,
fuck whoever wrote that line. Fuck you.
I thought you might say something like that. Oh man.
Yeah.
Just to clarify,
it's personal.
Throwing a disc is very challenging. I am shit at it. I'm amazed you can actually do that with some accuracy. So
yeah, and then running and catching it while other people are trying to swat it away.
Yes.
So
all very challenging things, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Non-binary folks. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all very challenging. Anyways, do you have anything else you want to say about this? Because I'm about ready to move on to the next one.
Not really. Like I said, it was a formula film, but like it wasn't really like a carbon copy. Again, it wasn't like completely like derivative of other stuff. It like had like a obviously like an underdog kind of coming above is like not a. It's like this exact thing hasn't been done. It's not like they've ever had a move. Well, for one, all the NBA players, but also having like a player from like another country coming in to like trying to make it into the NBA, kind of a scout who ends up wanting to like kind of become manager and then ends up earning a spot as assistant coach. All very crowd pleasing, all very uplifting. But again, it took these NBA connections. They took advantage of them, and considering the movies we've had with NBA players in them. This honestly probably is the best for probably the best movie with NBA players, not just a simple cameo.
I think you're right. Because I'm not even going to dignify Space Jam 2 in that same sentence. They does not deserve to be there. Space Jam 1 is really the only other one I can think of.
But that's more nostalgia.
Like Mike. Have you ever seen that movie?
Mike, is that the?
It's like where Bow Wow as a child becomes a NBA superstar because he finds Michael Jordan's shoes. And
Right.
Yeah, it's a crazy ass premise, but I mean,
wait, So wait, who's the NBA player in that movie?
Oh, there's a lot. I mean, there's Dirk Nowitzki.
Oh, okay, I see it now. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of them in there.
There's a lot of them. Jesse Plemons is in that movie.
Young Jesse Plemons?
Yeah, apparently a young Jesse Plemons plays a character named Ox.
He could do an American accent at that point in his life? Or could he not? I'm confused. Maybe I need to watch that movie again.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I'm surprised how some British kids can do American accents. Honestly.
I mean,
if you watch Come On, Come On, you know that Woody Norman, who was only like 11, did very good. Also, Brenda Song, who was in The Social.
Wait, young Brenda Song as well?
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin's wife? Amazing.
Also, Eugene Levy.
I knew about that. I remember that.
But yeah,
no.
I mean, that is I know this movie. Have you seen that movie?
I have, but it was a really long time ago.
I'm trying.
To be honest, I think I was probably like 7 or something, but
yeah.
I don't remember a ton about it. I just remember the main premise.
I think the closest rival maybe, which I've not seen, is He Got Game maybe.
Oh yeah, Ray Allen as Jesus Shuttlesworth. Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah.
Maybe we should watch that movie at some point. I hear it's okay, actually.
Yeah. No, it's a Spike Lee movie. He
a Spike Lee
knows what he's doing. A Spike Lee joint.
Yeah, don't forget about that.
My bad.
Yep.
Of course.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just joking about it. But anyways, what do you want to give Hustle like for a score? What do you think?
I gave it a 7.
Yeah, I think I'd be inclined to agree with you, actually. Yeah.
I gave this a 7. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. Did not regret watching it. Wouldn't seek out to watch it again, but if someone was like, hey, you want to watch Hustle? I'd be like, sure. Definitely. I would not. I would have no complaints whatsoever, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Good movie.
Alrighty.
Let us move on to
The New World.
The New World. This is a 2005 film directed by Terrence Malick, starring Colin Farrell. I'm gonna butcher her name. Corey.
Oh my god! I know what you're talking about. Yeah, there you go.
Christopher Plummer, Christian Bale, and David Lewis. Yeah, so...
Professor Lupin himself, yeah. Sorry, I just thought of Harry Potter.
This is the story of the English exploration of Virginia and of the changing world and loves of Pocahontas. Which is a bit misguiding considering Colin Farrell is first billed. He's also he's shown twice on the poster. So it really
also, I hate to bring this up as well, but the girl who played Pocahontas at the time, wasn't she like 15 or something? And Colin Farrell was like close to 30? Because like, I know that's like, historically accurate, but it is still a bit weird, don't you think?
She was...
Here, I'll prove it to you. Here, let me double check, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
Oh, you're right. What the Okay,
yeah, I know.
That's a...
Because I was looking at it on Wikipedia while I was watching it, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, it's a bit like, do you remember, like, Claire Danes and Leo DiCaprio's age gap in Romeo and Juliet movie? She was 16 and he was, like, 22. Which, was... Yeah, I know. A bit strange.
I mean... Yeah, this one, I guess it makes a little more sense, considering I guess that's what actually was the truth. And, like... Clear, like... I don't know, like, obviously you're a 15-year-old, I don't know what's going on in her brain. Like, she's clearly mature, like, it's not entirely clear that she's... that she's 15, like, she's definitely gone, like, through puberty, she's clearly grown and become
Yeah, no,
more,
she
like,
does look a lot older, which
yeah,
is quite crazy. Yeah, no, it really caught me off guard.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean... That is what it is. I don't know. The movie's over. I mean, it is, like, I guess, a bit disappointing considering, I don't know, it just feels like it's like a movie like this for an Ninja's person to get, like, a good role, they have to have this really niche, kind of creepy situation. And that's changing slowly. And it's like, I respect Terrence Malick very much as a filmmaker. I think he was really just going for historical accuracy.
No, I don't think it was anything like bad or anything like that. Yeah,
it's just obviously a little bit weird. Yeah, I don't know. I think one thing I maybe would complain about in this movie is that I think it's maybe told too much from the perspectives of Colin Farrell and Christian Bale. And so, like, even though she's the character that kind of sticks with us this entire journey, and, like, the way this IMDb description makes it seem like Pocahontas is 100% the main character,
yeah, I mean, it definitely is her story.
Like, it doesn't really come from her perspective enough, because, like, we start with Colin Farrell, like, and I guess maybe Terrence wanted that discovering the new world from their perspective, because that was, like, it's, like, them to it's the new world for indigenous people, it's,
Yeah. Europe was the new world. Yeah.
Maybe not Europe. Well, because they were there. Yeah.
Just for her.
Basically,
'cause she was in Europe. Yeah.
Yeah. In some ways, aliens showing up on their land. Yeah. Like, that's not a huge complaint for me, and like, I think it's probably my least favorite Malick film at this point.
Well, you haven't seen Knight of Cups yet, have you?
I have not.
Yeah, well, I heard it's not very good, apparently. I mean, that's what most people are saying. Most people say it's his worst film, but maybe you'll like it. Who knows?
I mean, Song to Song also has not very good ratings. Actually, I think it maybe has the worst of his filmography, and I liked that movie more. I liked that movie, so I don't know. I might be disagreeing with people, but Song to Song is his lowest rated film, at least on Letterboxd. And I still think that's a pretty good movie. So, I don't know. Maybe I will like Knight of Cups less. We'll have to see. Anyways, back to The New World. I think one of the weaknesses of this film, at least for me, is that while it focuses on all the normal Malickisms, his, like, visuals, the philosophical, like, kind of visual poetry stuff, and then having, like, a story through line... Here, for me, they're all kind of the weakest from what I've seen from him. I think the stories in his first two films were much more compelling, with Days of Heaven and Badlands, which I watched before this movie. I think all the films, except maybe Badlands, looked better than this movie, even though this movie still has, like, it got a nomination for Best Cinematography. I think it's definitely deserved.
That's definitely deserved, yeah. Oh my god. Beautiful to look at.
And
kind of reminded me. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but reminded me a bit of like I don't know if it was the same cinematographer, but like I remember watching The Tree of Life. It was a very similarly styled like film in terms of its cinematography. You know, a lot of like handheld cameras, really bright lights right into the camera that just blind you for a quick second.
So he worked on this movie with Emmanuel Lubezki. And they had developed some kind of... They had, like, a dogma of sorts, kind of like a set of rules they sort of wanted to approach how they shot these films. I think... Let's see if I can find it real quick. But I think one of the things that they focused on was a focus on like natural light, specifically like natural backlighting. And yeah, like it worked very well in like both of these movies. I'm trying to see if I can find. I think they also like were trying to avoid artificial light as much as possible, and that's why obviously a movie like this really works well because they're like outside all the day. Here was the dogma they set up. So it says shoot available natural light. Do not underexpose the negative. Keep true black. So I guess they were trying to shoot on film as much as possible. I don't think they did that beyond the Tree of Life. I don't know. I'd have to double check. Let me double check the technical specs. But it says to seek maximum resolution and fine grain, seek depth with deep focus, and stop, compose in depth. Shoot in backlight for continuity and depth. Use negative to fill, avoid light sandwiches, avoid lens flares, avoid white and primary colors in frame. Shoot with short focal lengths, hard lenses. No filters except for a polarizer. No zooming. Shoot with steady handheld or steady cam. Z-axis moves instead of pans or tilts, so kind of going, I guess, like kind of like diagonally.
Yeah.
When shooting, do some static tripod shots, and accept the exception to the dogma, which I don't know what that means. But
I don't know what that means either.
It's like it's a really interesting approach, and I very much respect. Like I kind of agree with a lot of those ideas.
I like that too.
I do.
I mean, the natural light. It's just it's incredible. I don't know how the hell they. I mean, like, cause I remember like I just finished my first year, right? Like we talked about how like to exactly like plan your shoot around the weather and stuff like that. But I don't know how the hell they like just consistently got like these perfect conditions.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just like. It really does look. It almost feels like artificial, but then you take a closer look and you're like, that's actually real, isn't it? Like it's quite something.
Yeah, no, it's like very impressive on a technical level, and I mean shooting also all of that on film just like really adds to it, I think, and like shooting especially with natural light on film can be a very difficult process.
Yeah.
But they executed very well.
No, they definitely did. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I will also say I do like I like the story, like the real story of Pocahontas that they told. You know, I mean, like obviously it's still stylized, but it's not like the like the 1995 animated film Pocahontas, where like it was portrayed a little bit more hopeful by the end. I mean, like Pocahontas dies a kind of horrible death. I mean, like at only like what. 21 years old or something like that. It's not exactly the Disney princess ending that we saw in that movie. And I actually like I didn't even because like for the longest time I really thought that animated movie Pocahontas was like actually how things happen. But I mean, like I want to quickly preface this before I watched this movie I did like read about the real story, and I was pretty depressed to learn about that. But it is nice that, a film actually decided to tackle something like this, And also, speaking of the Pocahontas movie, the voice actor who played Pocahontas is actually in this movie. If you didn't know that already.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'll show you her credit on the cast. Hold on, I'm just looking right now. Oh yeah, Irene Bedard. That's her name. Yeah, this is her right here. That is the original Pocahontas. There you go.
Very nice.
Yeah, kind of cool. I mean, I didn't realize it until I watched it, and then I looked up I was curious, so I looked up the cast, and then there it was. Kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah. It's nice. I mean, it was a nice little nod because this story like kind of wouldn't have like maybe. Like it may have gotten the push like without that first animated movie, but I guess like that animated movie sort of drew a bit more interest to her story in a way, right? This is more like what's that? Like there's two movies that there's two stories that have done this before. I'm just trying to think but it's the sanitized version, and then there's like the real life gritty version. I think there's like I don't know. I guess in some ways it's almost like a twisted like Disney live action remake of Pocahontas if you think about it from that perspective. But I don't know. Which I guess wouldn't be so bad. I don't know. I mean, I would take that over live action Aladdin any day because it's definitely much better. Yeah. I'm getting a bit sidetracked here. I apologize, but it's just a lot to think about. Yeah.
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 And yeah, like I think also the philosophical lens and kind of like voiceover work.
Yeah.
It felt like because it was so split, kind of between Colin Farrell, Pocahontas, and John Smith, and then what's Christian Bale's character's name? John Rolfe.
A lot of Johns. Oh, God.
Yeah, a lot of Johns.
Come up with some creative names, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It never really had like a strong like idea that I felt like Malick was trying to communicate through this movie. There are like themes of like, just what obviously this comes with, like colonialism and freedom and those ideas. And yeah, I don't know, it just never was as strong for me compared to his other work. And like I said, the visuals are still great.
But a movie has to have a bit more as well, right?
Yeah, so. And I also think they don't work into the themes as well as something like The Tree of Life, which really like integrates its, kind of its story about this family in Texas with like the creation of the world, where this is like kind of is very much more contained. It's not trying to like create meaning through contrast like that movie is kind of, I don't know, it's like it's exploring kind of the beauty of this place and maybe of a people while also like showing also the contrast between that and like the English people and how, and then what ends up like being the New World. But then also when you go to England, you kind of see that structure and like just how, it explores some of what makes their cultures very different.
Yeah. Yeah. I also didn't mind the, what's it called? I like how Pocahontas kind of had that realization by the end that, like, I already forgot his fucking name. I do know it. John Rolfe? Rolfe? That's the character Christian Bale's playing. I do like that, she eventually realized that, while her connection with John Smith was strong, John Rolfe is the one who actually really, cares for her, right? So, I mean, and then she decided to, like, go back to him, even though she completely, like, neglected him to go pursue this guy again, right? So, it was a kind of nice ending, but then obviously it's bittersweet because, she dies, like, shortly after that, right?
Yeah.
So,
and, like, I maybe theorize that there might be some better stuff in the first and extended cuts for some of the visuals to integrate with the ideas of this film. But also I would say, like, this is definitely maybe even the slowest of a Malick movie that I've seen. So
yeah. I mean, I only watched the regular cut, and my God, it crawls sometimes.
Yeah, I also did.
Oh, you didn't watch the? Oh, also you watched both?
No, I only end up seeing the theatrical cut.
Oh, okay.
Because there were this Criterion DVD I got from the library had like the first cut, which was 150 minutes, an extended cut, which was 172, and then the theatrical cut, which was 135 minutes. So,
okay, that's alright.
Yeah. I do think all the actors, like,
no, they're doing a good job.
They do well. I think Koryanka Kilcher does well, especially for a 15-year-old, does a good job with the role. And yeah, like, the film tells, this story, and I think it does it pretty truthfully, but also it never reveals anything, like, truly more compelling about this story, which I don't know, I just have the feeling that this kind of story is a little bit held back because of, I think, how much Terrence Malick, for, like, maybe the first time, is really going for, like, clear historical accuracy in one of his movies. He does that a little bit with Badlands, but it also is, like, kind of about the first serial killer, so, like, it has some more interesting elements to its, like, characters, which I think these characters are just overall definitely weaker than maybe even any of his characters, because while it's not something Malick particularly focus on, their ideas and philosophy and kind of his philosophy are kind of communicated through these characters, but I don't think they're particularly too interesting. Well, at least compared to his other work. I think overall, like, I still really like this movie. I think it's still very well.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say it's bad. It's just, I mean, I've heard like a really good things about him as a director. I still need to watch The Thin Red Line. Right, that's like definitely at the top of my list.
For sure.
I hear nothing but good things about that one. It would be interesting, like, having watched this movie to now go back and watch that one. I don't know if you've seen that one already, but like, is there anything you can?
Yeah.
Is that one paced a bit better, or is it like?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah, and all the characters are a bit more interesting.
Not too much. It's more because there's just so many of them. It really indulges in the idea of like it's a war, so there's like it's a little bit like Dunkirk in that way, where there's just like a ton of characters who are kind of like just going through a war situation, and then there's a couple of moments where they kind of like they do contemplate on their lives, and kind of like what their place is in this war, and kind of like I think that's really a study of how war like destroys nature, both in like just the simple life around them, in the forest and like the jungles, but also then the people dealing with it. Really good movie. Looking forward for you to see it and tell me what you think of it. And I think there are some interesting poetry spoken lines within this story. None of them are particularly too memorable. I did find a few lines by the maid, Mary, really stuck out to me. The one where she's kind of talking. I'm trying to think. Is it about? Oh. No, I was getting my metaphors mixed. I was thinking about the oak tree, but that's from Hustle, about how, his mom tells. God. I got those mixed up. I don't know what she's...
Two completely different movies, and you still managed to mix them up. Oh, boy.
I mean, an oak tree is not...
Oak trees exist in the New World as well, yes, that's definitely true. I saw them in there. Yeah, at least I think so. Maybe they were balsa wood, who knows?
Who knows?
I don't know shit about trees, but yeah. No, I mean...
I don't know. Do they even have the quote in quotes? I don't think they have the quote I wanted to mention. They don't even have it. How do they not have it here? This is so disappointing. Yeah. Anyways, this is still a good movie. I think the action scene's like really well done. Again, for 2005 and just the scale of this thing it's pretty impressive. Unfortunately, this kind of bombed at the box office. This is when Malick started having to go towards making more indie projects. But I think there are some good things about that. And yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I think, he was maybe indulging too much in the scale and the accurate historical point of view of this movie instead of trying to do what he kind of does best and putting a Malick spin on something like this. But it's a good movie. Alright,
well, what would you give for a score then?
I'd also give it a 7. I'd also give it a 7, I think.
Yeah. I'd probably lean more towards a 6.5 if I'm being completely honest with you. I mean, it's just, it's just not, I guess it's not really something I'm used to. I mean, obviously you've seen more of his films, so I mean, I guess maybe that has something to do with your score, but I don't know, I think there was a lot. I did enjoy a lot of the stuff there, but I just feel like it. Like, a movie doesn't have to be fast to be enjoyable, but it would have been nice if it, could have just progressed a little bit, quicker,
Yeah.
That's all I need. That's all I would have needed. And then, honestly, I think this movie would have been like a 7 or an 8 for me if it was just a little bit tightly paced, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that wraps up today's episode, I guess. I mean, do you have any other comments you want to quickly add before we head off?
No.
I guess they already know what in the movies we're going to be doing next week, so yeah.
Yeah. I might as well go ahead and mention them again. So we're gonna hopefully talk about Lightyear. I've already seen it. I saw like an early access screening this past Wednesday of Lightyear, which is cool. We got a little poster thing that I'll show when we talk about it. Good stuff. And then we'll also talk about Cha Cha Real Smooth, which is coming out on Apple TV Plus. Came out this past Friday.
Mm-hmm.
From Cooper Wraith, who made this movie called Shithouse, which I enjoyed. It was good kind of post-secondary movie. Kind of made me intimidated for leaving home, but still, it was a good movie. And apparently, this one had a lot of rave reviews from Sundance. A lot of the people who saw the movie online via Sundance really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. And, yeah. Should be a good time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alright.
Alrighty. Well, we've been here. I am queer. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Alright,
Take
see
it
you
easy.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, boys. Thank you.